Hello everyone and welcome back. Summer might be gone in Australia, but the weather is still beautiful and my peppers are going gangbusters. Just look at this recent harvest that I completed. 43 of the 85 varieties I'm growing this season. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I make my version of cheese stuffed peppers. In Australia, mostly sweet bell peppers are used for what is available in jars or as part of an antipasto platter. But I like things spicy, so I'm going to be using my large hot cherry bomb peppers. Here is the plant which has given good yields and continues to pump out pods. I tasted one fresh off the plant and I can tell you it seemed rather hotter than the average 5,000 Scoville units for this variety. I've harvested enough to make a small jar's worth, so let's go to the kitchen and begin. Preparing these are really simple. Once rinsed and wiped clean, I cut the top of the pepper off. I try not to take too much off the top because you want to have as much space for stuffing as possible, like so. Here I'm using a knife and then a spoon to carefully remove the placenta and seeds of the pepper. Tapping the pods upside down also helps to remove stubborn seeds. We now have a nice hollowed out pepper. You'll notice I'm working on grease-proof baking paper. This makes cleanup so much easier and I don't have to worry about capsaicin stained plastic chopping boards or washing up. And through the magic of YouTube, I have removed the insides of all the peppers, which are now ready for the next stage. Now we need to pickle the peppers so that they don't spoil. This step is a must. If you stuff them raw, even in the oil, they will go off. In a saucepan, I have peppercorns, salt and raw sugar, to which I'm going to add a cup of distilled white vinegar and a cup of water. I then transfer the saucepan to the stove, put the heat on high and bring to a boil until the salt and sugar is dissolved. Once the mixture has come to the boil, add all of the peppers into the saucepan. And once they're all in, you want to turn off the heat. I also give the peppers a good stir to ensure they are completely submerged in the liquid. All that's left to do now is pop the lid on and leave the peppers to steep in the liquid for 5 minutes, which will preserve them. While that's happening, I'm going to make the cheese stuffing. I use firm Greek feta for this recipe. I have 150 grams here which I'm going to mash with a fork. The feta by itself is too firm and won't hold its shape when stuffed, but you also don't want the mixture to be too sloppy. So what I like to do is add a tablespoon and a half of Greek yogurt. You can also use cream cheese, mascarpone or ricotta if you like. This ratio held together perfectly. I also add a pinch of pepper for seasoning, but no extra salt because the feta is quite salty. I then give it a good mix until everything is well combined. I ended up adding a little extra pepper to help balance the saltiness. You could also add a teaspoon of dried Italian herbs to this too if you like. Our stuffing is ready, the peppers have cooled slightly, it's now time to stuff the peppers. I have a clean, sterilised and sanitised jar at the ready. I like to stuff the peppers one by one and place them directly into the jar. To stuff them is pretty simple, there's nothing complicated about this. I just use a spoon to stuff the peppers and compact the mixture in, just like that. But there's nothing wrong with using your clean hands as well. Also, don't worry if there's a bit of the stuffing on the outside of the peppers. You can wipe them clean, but honestly, you don't need to. I'm going to continue filling all the peppers until we're done. Now that the peppers are stuffed, it's time to cover the jar with oil. I'm using canola oil for this recipe because it won't impart any flavours. But you can also use rice bran oil, sunflower or vegetable oil. I don't recommend olive oil because it solidifies in the fridge. The jar must be stored in the fridge, otherwise the cheese will spoil. This should last for up to 3 months if you don't devour them straight away. All that's left to do now is add enough oil to completely cover the peppers, pop the lid on, and our pickled and cheese stuffed peppers are done. You can serve these straight away, but I recommend waiting for 3 days so that the pepper and cheese flavours develop. And there really is no better way to serve these than on top of warm, freshly baked wood oven bread. These tasted amazing, with a good combination of heat from the peppers and saltiness from the cheese. If you try this recipe, please let me know in the comments how you go. As always, please don't forget to also like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you same chilli time, same chilli channel.